September 13th, Las Vegas. The undisputed in Ring Magazine's Super Middleweight Championship. Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford. The stage is set. Gold lettering, stormlit skies. Two champions staring each other down. The imagery, pure electricity. But behind the spectacle, there's a question that refuses to fade and fans can't ignore. Is this fight as clean as it is colossal?
Now, how much does this development put this mega fight in jeopardy, Dan?
Michael, it puts it in jeopardy only from the standpoint that the Nevada State Athletic Commission, as they should, has to go ahead and do their investigation, do their due diligence. But as the medical expert you just cited says that it's within, or it's consistent, let's say, with contaminated meat, which is a common problem in Mexico, my suspicion and my experience in covering these things will say that they'll go and they'll do their investigation. Canelo will be subjected to additional, more rigorous testing than he already is subjected to, and that at the end of the day, the fight will happen.
Back in 2018, just weeks before his mega rematch with Gennady Golovkin, Canelo tested positive for clenbuterol, a banned substance often linked to performance enhancement. Two separate urine samples, taken on February 17th and the 20th, came back with trace amounts. His camp blamed contaminated meat in Mexico, a defense that's been used by multiple Mexican athletes over the years. VADA, the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, confirmed the levels could match contamination, but the Nevada State Athletic Commission launched an investigation anyway. Canelo moved camp to San Diego, vowed more rigorous testing, and called the episode embarrassing, and insisted he respected the sport. The rematch went ahead, but the incident left a permanent asterisk in the minds of some fans. Fast forward to today, and the conversation isn't just about Canelo. It's about his trainer, Eddie Reynoso. Reynoso has built a reputation as one of boxing's elite coaches, guiding Canelo to multiple world titles. But his name has also been dragged into the mud whenever fighters connected to him, past or present, test positive for banned substances. The latest? Francisco Chihuas Rodriguez, who tested positive after a June 2025 upset win. Reynoso says he never trained Rodriguez, only sponsored him through his No Boxing, No Life brand, and had nothing to do with his nutrition or supplements. Still, the public perception is hard to shake, especially when you add in other fighters like Oscar Valdez, Julio Cesar Martinez, Jaime Munguia, and yes, Canelo himself, all having faced testing controversies while linked to Reynoso's orbit. Reynoso distances himself each time, yet the perception sticks. Which brings us to now. Canelo is days away from facing Terence Crawford, a fight that could define his legacy. But here's the thing. We haven't seen any public confirmation of his pre-fight testing results. Is VADA involved in this fight? That's the question. For some bouts, VADA testing is announced with fanfare. For others, it's quietly absent. As of this recording, there's been no official statement from either camp or the sanctioning bodies confirming VADA's role. And in an era where transparency is everything, silence can be as loud as a failed test. So what exactly is clenbuterol? It's a beta-2 agonist, originally developed as an asthma medication that can also increase lean muscle mass and reduce body fat. In livestock, it's been illegally used to promote growth and keep meat lean. That's why in countries like Mexico, where clenbuterol contamination in beef has been documented, athletes can test positive without intentional doping. But here's the catch. Clenbuterol can also be abused deliberately by athletes to cut weight while maintaining muscle, a huge advantage in sports like boxing. That's why it's banned year-round by VADA, no matter the source. Canelo's supporters will tell you he's been tested dozens of times since 2018, all clean. His critics will say the shadow of clenbuterol never really left, especially when his camp's name keeps popping up in connection with other fighters' positives. Eddie Reynoso insists he has nothing to do with his fighters' nutrition or supplements, and that he supports clean boxing 100%. But in the court of public opinion, perception often outweighs technical truth. And right now, the perception is this. Canelo is heading into one of the biggest fights of his career, with unanswered questions about testing transparency. On September 13th, the lights will go up, the crowd will roar, and Canelo Álvarez will step into the ring against Terence Crawford. The punches will be real. The stakes will be real. But for some fans, the real fight isn't just between the ropes. It's for the integrity of the sport itself. And until the testing protocols are clear and the results are public, that fight will rage on long after the final bell. Because in boxing, legacy isn't just about who you beat. It's about how you beat them.